Um, okay, so the topic for today was going to be trolls, but we're just going to quickly have a quick discussion about Islam and why I think it's a nightmare for humanity. I've been arguing with some, or chatting really, with some Muslim guys on Facebook, and I've asked them a simple question. And that question goes like this, and it's based on something that comes from the Quran. In the Quran it says, it is He, now He is Allah, who gives life and causes death, and when He decides upon a thing, He says, so it only be, and it is. And there's 3 other verses which basically say the same thing. So the key words here are that this Allah, if we're to believe that it's true, is the cause of death. So what I did, we had a tragedy in Mecca where 107 people, Muslim worshippers, were killed by a crane. Now, if you're to believe the Quran, that's Allah that's been the cause of those deaths. Now, these are probably good Muslims, you would think. They certainly paid out of pocket to travel to Mecca. So the question I asked the Muslims people was, why did Allah decide to kill those 107 people? Because as far as I read the literature, that's what it says. And of course, not one could answer. Now, who have we got there? TROLLS, was it you that's
yeah, it's me.
defending Islam?
I'm not defending, I'm just like...
Hold on a second. Before you can defend Islam, you need to reload because you have an echo.
Who?
Troll has the echo, Rob.
All right. Yeah, so now I asked quite a number of... Hi, mate, welcome back. I asked a number of people, and not one could answer that question. And I think that it was a cognitive dissonance event because certain behaviour started to emerge. So they had this one idea in their mind. I just don't think they were aware of the technical aspects of the wording. The wording says He causes death, and they just didn't want to accept that. They didn't have that in their belief worldview, so it was a bit of a conflict. So the question... Sorry, go ahead.
What were you trying to get at? What did you want to know?
Well, the wording is quite specific, right? It says that Allah causes death, right?
Yes, yep.
So that means He's the grand master of everything, creates it, destroys it. So my question was, well, hang on, why did He kill 107 of His followers?
Who knows?
Well, there is an answer.
What is it?
It doesn't exist. There's no such thing as Allah.
That's your answer. But what?
No, well, there's no other answer. You give me another one.
Wait. I just said that's your answer. That's not everyone else's answer. You can't discount everyone else and their answers.
Well, give me the answer. I've been asking Muslims and I haven't got anything out of them.
Why? Because that's not really... The question's kind of a bit out there, man. Like, you got to understand, everyone's different. Even if a Muslim was in that thing when it happened, he might not even be religious. He might just say, oh shit, it's an accident. Right? That's it. Another one might say, oh my God, Allah has just taken them all. Another one might say the shaitan, the devil took them all. Another one says that, who knows? Do you know what I mean?
Yes, but in each of those, so the last one, I'll deal with each of them separately. You said shaitan. Well, I say, well, no, you can't say that because it's Allah that causes death by your literature, and they're not allowed to make up their religion. It's what's written down, correct?
Yeah, but that's not making anything up if they say that.
No, Shaitan is making something up because it's not in their literature that Shaitan is the cause of death. The cause of death is Allah. So if that Muslim person said it was Shaitan, I'd have to point out to them factually, right, that they've made that story up.
What if someone says the jinn took the people?
But no, it's Allah.
Jinn can take people too, though. You know that?
Oh no, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You have to know all that first before you can just definitively say that Allah only can do it.
Well, then that's an answer, isn't it?
Well, that's an answer of who can expands what you're saying, though.
Well, wait a minute, because in these debates you've actually got to be careful not to skip over the detail.
No,
wait a minute. This is an important point because it forms a basis to our discussion. You're saying to me it says the jinns can take life. I need you now to go and find that.
Oh, okay. I have to go. I can't. I'm on my phone, so I can't really.
Well, that's okay. I'll help out.
Yeah,
I'll try.
Someone else has to go do that. Like have another.
Yeah, I know. But you see, it's important in the debate because this is what happens in these frigging debates.
Yeah.
Skip over the detail. I mean, I'll accept your word if evidence is presented, but I won't accept it if there's no evidence.
Well,
okay, so, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so they say that take life. Yeah, that's true. All that. But yeah, man, that's pretty much it. But if you're asking if you're saying why did Allah drop the crane, who knows, man? No one knows. That's why they say in Arabic, they say in their language, Alim, Anu Alim, which means only the Almighty, All-Knoweth knows. No one else can. It's a very common expression, man. So it's a pretty much widespread acceptance of the reasoning of what God does and nobody knowing.
Yeah, but it's not true. It's all bullshit, that.
What do you mean it's all bullshit, though?
Well, it is, because there's no such thing as a god. They don't exist. I mean, we've had Zeus and we've had Jupiter. They're not with us today, but they were gods at one time. We had the Canaanite Elohim, El, and all of a sudden that appears in the Bible, and we have Elohim. Then we have a war god called Yahweh, who was listed on the Canaanite listing, and all of a sudden, bingo, it's in the Bible. So, you know, it's a very fleety sort of a god that runs around, and the qualities of the god sort of change through time, so they're not consistent. So, it's very clear to me that it's bullshit.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely, there's no such thing as a god. They just don't exist. They never have and never will. But it would be on me to prove it. So I'm using this as one example. I'm just trying to find these jinns. Jinn. See, this is where you lose a bit of traction, but oh well. Jinns and their activities.
So now you're going to go study jinns.
Well, you got to, mate. I mean, you've made a claim, but it's not. You haven't validated it or justified it. It's just come off the top of your head. Now, people, I guarantee you, I see continually in religious folks, they will actually make statements that are untrue. They think it's a true statement, and they'll push it out as if it were true, because if it's in their belief brain, it must be true, in there with God and everything. And when you actually check it out, you find that it's not quite as accurate as they make out.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, you got to check it out. I'm just looking at the time here. Abilities. So this is the it's long-winded stuff. I suppose if I just read abilities, maybe that'll give us a clue. That which clearly distinguishes the jinn from mankind are their powers and abilities. Allah has given them these powers as a test for them. Good on him. If they oppress others with them, they then will be held accountable. So clearly, Allah sits at the top of the pecking order, and these powers are assigned down to these jinns. By knowing of their powers, we can often make sense of much of the mysteries which go on around us. Wow. One of the powers of the jinn is that they are able to take on any physical form they like. So that means the jinn could possibly become me, or a building, or a bridge.
Mm-hmm. It's not a unanimous living object.
What's that?
Not a unanimous living object. So like a dog or a cat.
No, it says physical form. On any physical form.
They don't mean like a vase or a building. They mean like an animal, like a living thing.
Oh, I'd have to see that written clearly. Thus, these details are important, mate, because I hold that these books were written by 7th century Arabs, and they're it's clear when you actually read the Quran. It's very, very clear that the mindset of the person that wrote it was locked into the knowledge that was available at that particular time. So the worldview is very much 7th century Arab.
Do you understand the culture of Arabs in ancient Arabia?
No, why?
Well, you should maybe study that and have a look.
No, that's bullshit. No. I don't have to study anything. We examine point by point.
Well, you can understand why they. Do you understand why they think jinn exists and things like that, or you don't understand? That's part of it.
No, I don't. All I know for sure is that jinns don't exist.
Well, these things These things were around before Islam were around.
Yeah.
So these beliefs and these carried over to that, and that's why it's part of the culture. You see, this is not even religion now, just the culture.
Yeah.
The culture would be things like belly dancing and drumming. That's not Islamic. It's just the culture, right? So these things, when you hear things like that, they're cultural things that have been, been like rolled over into the religion.
Yeah, but you see, there's a problem straight away, because the Quran is supposedly delivered straight from God via Angel Gabriel to Muhammad, and it's the pure and perfect word of a God. Now, if that's the case, then there isn't room to include. Oh, I suppose you could argue a story, but it shouldn't reflect. It should reflect an all-knowing, all-seeing being that has a really good grasp on his creation. Yet we see things like stars are described as not like our sun, but they're like independent little objects of their own, and they're trapped between. So in the heavens, there's 7 layers in the heaven, and in the first layer, the first heaven, this is where all the stars sit. Well, clearly, that's just plain as the nose on your face. This is a 7th century Arabian person, perhaps using some of the cultural wisdoms of the day, and that's how he would look at the world. But the reality of stars are they're like our sun. They're massive objects, and they don't sit trapped up in a 7th heaven. They're all over the place. They, they're right through the whole universe. So clearly, there's something wrong, or clearly it's a 7th century Arabian viewpoint that's being expressed or used. Now, there are a number of examples like that through the Quran. There's nothing earth-shattering. There's nothing earth-shattering that sort of says, there's a Like, there's not a description that says stars are like sisters to the sun. They don't say that. If you had that, then you'd have to say, "Ooh, wow, that's interesting. It must be a god." But it doesn't work that way. Anyway, we'll leave the gin. Can I just park that with you to go and get that evidence?
Yeah, all right. I'll go look it up.
Yeah. So what you got to find, and let me be specific, you got to find a passage in the Quran that says. So you don't have to do it today. I mean, I won't be here for that much longer, but
Yeah.
You got to find a passage that specifically says the jinns are the cause of death. Otherwise, it's Allah. It's back on Allah's head.
There's some guy in Saudi Arabia, man, who used to take his family to picnics, right? His thing. And every time he went, a certain family member would be drowned. He blamed the jinn for it, right? And it went to court, and they found like the jinn guilty, I guess.
Yeah.
But I think he did it, right? That's my personal opinion, that he just did it.
Well, I think you're right.
Yeah, no, I know, but like, yeah. See, so that's kind of, if you're wondering if they think that the jinn kill people, yeah, they do, man.
Yeah.
And that's their mentality, bro, because they say that, and with the jinn changing form again, there's all different types of jinn, and they only tend to change into the one form. So, like, there's one that changes into a dog, another one that changes into something else, another animal, another one that changes into a person, another one that changes into this. So that's the kind of that's what a jinn is, and no one knows their intentions or why they do what they do. That's just what they say about them.
Yeah, I know, but it's again, the authority that Muslims are restricted to is the Quran. I think they can use the Hadiths, I suppose, and that's probably a way. Hey? Yeah.
And see, that's what people say wrong. They go, it's not in the Quran, so therefore they're not required to follow it, because there's another passage saying that if it's not in the Quran, you're not required to follow it. Well, you are required to follow the Sunnah, right? And in the Sunnah, to get the whole depth of that, you have to read the Hadith. That's why the Hadith is there. Okay? There's a reason for it. And the Sunnah meaning following Muhammad, exactly, right? So what you see today, all those Muslims running around in the old style dress, they're following the Hadith, of dressing like that. There's nothing in the Quran to say that men should be wearing that Islamic clothes, right? But they're not doing that. They're following their Hadith. That's what they're doing, and that's their right to do that in their religion. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But
right, because they want to emulate their prophet, okay, and they're doing it literally by not just their actions, but the way they look and everything.
Yeah.
Christians emulating their prophet and actually dressing up like Jesus with beards, long hair, and the friggin' thing with sandals, and walking around.
Yeah, but here's the see. I know 100%, 100,000% that they are cooked books. The best evidence I've got to date is the Book of Daniel, and the Book of Daniel is a forged prophecy. So it's faked by humans. They wrote it. So this is on the Christian side.
Right.
But it is the place that Angel Gabriel was invented.
All right.
Right. So what we have is forgery of prophecy. Clearly, what that means is the prophecies or the events that they allegedly prophesied finished on 160 BC.
Yeah.
We have scholars that are saying that it was written around the same time. So it's very clear that the person that sat down and they used the past history because they knew what it was, and they faked prophecy. Now, and they did it for a reason. They did it because they wanted to impress on the Hellenized Jews, try and scare them a bit and get them to come back into the fold, back into Judaism. But the interesting thing is that it's Angel Gabriel that's the story of it starts there. It starts with this book of Daniel. So if they're faking prophecy, they are faking its story. If they fake its story, then Islam cannot be true, because there's no such thing. The Jews and the Romans made up Angel Gabriel. It never really is part of reality. And then Islam has taken that story, and therein lieth the end of Islam and Christianity too. And that's a worthwhile thing to it's a worthwhile thing to happen on our world. However, there is a problem, and this brings me back to trolls. Humans, as far as I can tell, we've got a good side and a bad side. And I just like to look at it this way. We can be really selfish arseholes, or we can be authentically selfless. Keeping it simple.
Yeah.
When humans are, and they're pretty strong. There's a great little study that I came across from Berkeley University where they actually showed how people can easily, they ran a rigged game of Monopoly, and so they rigged it so the person, one of the contenders would win, and it was just interesting to see the behaviours that came out of the person. You know, all these selfish behaviours started to emerge, and they started talking down to the other person. They believed, and there's this word belief again, that they were responsible for the winning. Developed that in their mind. So we have this ability to be arseholes from birth, it would seem. And the selfish side of the human nature seems to be aligned with beliefs. Ego mind, if you like. So what I'm saying, I guess, is that you might solve the religious problem, but the underlying problem may still persist. And who knows if we could cope.
That's right.
Hey? What, Benny?
That's what I'm talking about.
What's up, Benny?
What's up?
What's up?
What's up?
Mm.
You see the bomb I got going, man. I got a nice fire going.
I didn't hear that, mate. Benny, I didn't hear. Oh, if I said I got nice fire going. Oh, okay, good. Nothing like a nice fire to warm you.
What kind of fire you got going, Benny?
Hellfire.
Right now, I'm sitting out of my fire.
What kind of fire?
Fire?
Yeah, what kind of fire you got going on?
Listen, Tom, I'm out back. I'm hanging out by the fire.
Oh, yeah. What, like a barbecue, or what kind of fire you got?
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about trolls. Any of you boys trolls?
Not at all.
No. Why? What about trolls?
I hate trolls. Well, I don't really hate them, but I hate the behaviour that these guys so here's what I understand trolls to be, but I don't yet understand the motivation. A troll is someone. It's like someone that grabs the cat by the tail and swings it around. And the poor old cat's just meowing in pain, and the troll is sitting there having a big laugh.
Do you feel like you're in pain when the trolls get you or whatever? Is that what that means?
Oh, they definitely get under your skin. Make no mistake about that. But I'm intrigued by it more than anything. I'm just curious as to why people would want to do that sort of thing.
What's the biggest trolling thing that's ever happened to you?
This bloody Vladimir driving past the house.
Oh, okay.
So no, nothing major, just pain in the arse he is. But
What happened?
I'll let him tell that story if I can get it out of him one day.
I don't know. I'm just asking you before I ask him.
Well, he'll give you a whole bunch of bullshit.
So what happened then?
Basically, what happened was he drove past the front of my place. Now, there was another guy. Now, so trolls travel in packs, it seems. There was another guy in the room at the same time, and he's out in the road driving around in his car, and he's got his camera, handheld. And this guy, the other guy that was in the room, yeah, going, that's right. Then he hears such a sharp attack. You know him. I don't like him. Anyway, this going made a specific point, and it struck me at the time. I thought, what the hell's he doing? He made a specific point of saying, hey, look at Vlad's camera. And it was just at the time that the camera was pointed at my house. So I saw that and I thought, oh, you bastard, what are you doing? So I then went back to Vladimir and I said, hey, what are you doing? You just had the camera on my house. And he had the camera pointing, you know, towards the house specifically, because from that point onwards he had the camera pointing. He had the camera pointing on the roadside, or on the main road. So I said to him, what are you doing? And he comes up with this story. He says, oh, but that's where I live. And he denied that he pointed the camera at the house. So we actually had a look at it. I still got it. I've still got the video.
Can you screen share it?
Hey? No, I won't just yet. I won't just yet because I've got to decide whether I'm going to take it to the police or not. But anyway, he's pointed it at the house, and we went back and had a look at it. And actually, he said, "Look, you know, go out and look now." Right? So he, you know, I've got no doubt, 100%. But the thing is, and this is the interesting part, no matter what I say to him, he denies it, so he's lying. And that's the ego mind at work. But I'm curious, so to me it relates to the whole, you know, this whole caper of dealing with religions.
I didn't get it. What did he do wrong though?
Well, he shouldn't. He should. I mean, he's quite free to go take shots at my house. I don't have a real drama with that. But where my issue is that he's doing it deliberately, and he's not. He's not being truthful, and I know that 100%. There's no question.
So you're going to go to the police because he's not being truthful?
No, the video. What he's doing is trolling me. I don't want that. I mean, if he's honest with me and he says, "Oh yeah, that was me," just doing it as a trick. Well, I don't. You know, that's the end of it for me. But if he lies about it, then it becomes a little bit more sinister. And if I can't get him to actually be, you know, a grown-up man and speak honestly, well, I don't see that I've got too many other options.
Did he do it live, or was he showing like a video, pre-recorded video?
No, it was happening live. So we were in a hangout, and
But what I mean is, how do you know that he wasn't showing you like a pre-recorded video?
because he was talking as he spoke, and he was driving down the street, I recognised all the streets that he was driving down. So no, it definitely wasn't pre-recorded.
Okay.
Definitely. But anyway, that's his problem. But with it, you know, for me, I'm just curious about, because it's the same problem. I know, and I know he knows that he's telling a lie. But I'm still in this quandary of how do you actually get a person to respond to the truth?
Probably by being nice, I reckon. That's what I would do.
That's interesting that you say that, because I'm typically not that way. I'll just keep annoying you until you pop.
Maybe
But
what it is, maybe that's why he won't talk to you.
what's that? Sorry, say again.
I'm just saying maybe that's what the problem is. That's probably why he won't talk to you.
Oh, so I'm the problem.
No, if you're not being nice to him, he won't respond because he's like that.
Yeah, okay. I'll take that on board. But still, look, the end game for me is a given, right? It's him saying yes, I did X, Y, and Z. The trick is getting from the place that he's at where he's denying to being honest. It's bridging that. What's the technique that gets him? And he's probably, I think he's a young bloke. From what I can gather, I had a look at some of his YouTube videos. So there's certainly a fair bit of immaturity in the way he looks at the world. But
I hope you hang.
What video are you looking at?
What's that?
What videos were you looking at?
Oh, he was doing a rant about something to do with global politics,
Oh, okay.
and it wasn't spot on. It was an emotional type of read on things.
I hope you're hanging from the fucking tree.
Yeah, man. I hope you get him and fucking hang him from the tree, man.
Yeah.
No, I don't. It's like, see, with the Muslims, I don't want to see a Muslim harm, because I hold the view that people without religion are in a better place. And same with this dude. I'd rather him just tell the truth and shake hands and move on, because for him, that event would be massive in his life.
Why?
Well, because it's not a good life people lead when that's the way, you know, that's the choices they make, right? If he's lying to me, some stranger, he's probably doing it to work colleagues, he's possibly doing it, and, you know, well, I'll put it to you this way, right? If you go into a prison, you don't see a lot of tears of joy and all that going on. You know, they're a miserable lot of fellas, and it's because they've chosen to look after themselves rather than be a good community member. And that's what this guy's doing. So it leads to isolation through life. So it's a bad outcome. Bad outcome. He could have a much happier life. He probably, I guarantee, he blames the world, and he'd have some really good arguments of why the world's the problem. But I'll tell you now, 100%, he's the fucking problem for his life.
Can you link his videos in the outside chat? So I
Say
can
again.
watch.
Say again.
Can you link his video that you're talking about and the answer to that?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay.
No, I just want to just think about it for a bit.
All right.
You know, like for me, what I'm interested in right now is because I already know. I know the truth. My wife knows the truth. She's had a look at it. She validates it. So we know what went on. He knows what went on. So the only missing part in the link is him speaking honestly. So I want to give the guy the chance to do that. And if, you know, he doesn't want to, well, then I'll think of something else. See, here's the thing. If he's done it to me, and I've only just come back online, I've got to assume that he's doing it to other people. And that pisses me off. I see that as a total fucking waste of time and probably one of the worst human behaviours going around. Just getting your kicks out of annoying other people. So, oh, hello, Chaz.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes. We were just talking about trolls and how I've been trolled by a guy who
Guy's that.
what's his name? Vladimir Putin.
Yeah, his name's Vladimir.
Oh, Vladimir's trolled you, has he?
Well, he drove past my house. But
He's a bastard, isn't he?
Oh, look, mate, he's just immature, that's all. You don't...
Christ, he's such a prick, man, eh?
No, I don't see it that way. I just see it as immaturity. See, I look at people this way, behaviours, good and bad behaviours. If you can somehow burst their bloody belief bubbles, then they're as good as the next person.
I don't think Vladimir's religious.
Well, he's no use to me then, is he? No. Well, he is useful to me because of what we just spoke about. The fact that we know what happened. We know he knows. Hey, what?
I'm pretty sure Vladimir is godless.
Yes, but he's got an ego.
Duh, what's wrong with that?
Well, I promise you that if you can understand what it means and then piss it off, you live a really much richer life.
Why would you care what his life's like?
Oh, well, because I know that it's probably miserable, or if it's not miserable now, it's going to be. See, if he doesn't recognise these behaviours and deal with them, they're going to haunt his life. And not only that, remember this, fucking annoying other people. And getting kicked out of it. That's wrong.
Oh, well. I don't think you care about him, though. I don't think that's been the reason you want to help him.
I know it does help him. I just do. And it helps me too to get to the truth because I'm curious of what motivates him. And if I get that information out of him, that gives me a better understanding about these egos.
Oh, okay.
It does. So it's valuable to me if I can get him to talk, but I can't force him to bloody talk, to be honest.
If Vlad was here right now, what would you like to say to him?
Tell the fucking truth. That's what I've been saying to him all along. Now, see, that was another thing. This is another thing that you can recognise these behaviours at work, and I guarantee to you they're damn consistent. I said to him, I said, look, all I want you to do is tell the truth. Will you do it? Or something along those lines. It's not exactly how I phrased it, but he would not answer that question. That told me, you know, that to me was him lying.
Well, no, actually, you're telling the truth. He probably didn't want to tell you the truth.
That's true, exactly.
Right? So how is he lying? He actually told you the truth. You didn't recognise it.
No. I asked him a question
Yeah, he
about
told
making a commitment to tell the truth, and he
Yeah.
would not answer that question.
That's because he was being truthful. He wasn't lying to you.
No,
Yes, I truth and then-
no, that's wrong. What was happening was this, right? He didn't want to answer that because he didn't want to tell the truth, period.
Well, that's being truthful.
It's being deceptive.
No, it's being truthful.
No, it's not. It's part of the deception. If he was truthful, he'd say, I don't have a problem. I'm an open book. Ask away. I will answer honestly. He eventually actually did say that, but he said it in a very cunning little way. That's the other element. There's a lot of cunning stuff going on in the ego mind when it's sort of boxed into a corner. But here's the other major problem too that you get from trolling is that it ruins the fabric of discussion. So instead of having, like Kaz and I yesterday were chatting about things and learning about various aspects of history, it's a good exchange of information, and you learn and you enjoy the experience. When you get these fucking trolls in the room, what you get is a situation where they're like sucking the air out of the place, and it's always about them and your agitation. They're you being agitated, so they're always trying to agitate you. That's how they get their kids, and lots of lies. So they're a nightmare to the value that we can get out of the internet.
Well, I reckon you should go to the police and tell them who it is.
No, I'll decide on that when I'm ready.
Oh, what's up?
What's up? What did you say, Benny?
Oh,
No, what I said before, Benny, is that I might. Here's a dude.
Motherfucker.
Motherfucker. Sorry, mate. Go on. Speak.
Yeah, look who showed up, Rob.
Yeah, I know. Go ahead, speak. Turn your mic on, then. Turn your mic on.
אתה משתמש בצ'יטים.
What's that?
אתה לא וולאק?
Yeah. Now I want you to speak English.
אתה לא וולאק?
You're probably some fucking terrorist in some other country.
you gotta watch out, and he could be one of those fucking,
Just a sec. Hello.
Hello. How you going, Rob? What's going on?
He's just got a phone call.
Hello.
אני כמובן נראה לי שאתה מסתלבט עליי, כאילו, אתה חושב שאני כאילו עובד עליך אוקיי, אתה כבר תקבל את התלונה להורים. ההורים ישלמו על כך ביוקר.
He's speaking the Mossad. Still there?
בסדר, אנחנו נגיע מחר, נשלח ניידת של הקאונטר סטרייק, זה ניידת עם, יש לה את צ'קלקות צהובות על הגג, הם באים אליך הביתה ונותנים לך את הסרטים, וכמובן מזמינים אתכם למשפט.
Fuck me dead.
Yeah. So, know what bullshit you're talking. Go hard. Can you come back to? Can you come back?
Assalamu alaikum.
What is it?
I just said assalamu alaikum.
What is it? Does it mean he's a Muslim or?
I don't know.
Anyway, now what I want, Gohan, because I know a little bit about you, a little, not a lot, but I'd like to know, will you Now, there's, hang on, trolling. There's no guarantee that he's going to be honest. Can't guarantee that. There are people that are prepared to lie and lie.
كان لهم وعيدها فقدسنا اليوم لها فقدسنا اليوم لها.
Bloody fuck.
So now, what we want to do, Gohan, is we want to hear from you, but man to man wants you to be honest. Now, can you type in the chat window that you'll promise to be honest?
Oh, this again.
So what's that? Is that some sort of murder?
That'd be a murder. It's quite a thing to reach straight for, Rob.
Sorry,
Oh, with the boy. Fucking good time with their little guns and everything. Look at them all.
yeah. Now, Gohan,
You go, lads. Look at them in the back of the ute. Good on them.
what is it? A massacre?
No, it's just some young blokes just running around in the back of a ute, having a good time.
Yeah, I did unbroadcast you. Just you're in my hangout, and I'll kick you out in a minute. What I want you to do is, did he go?
That's down. He'll come back in.
All right. What I wanted to do is get you to answer that simple question. Will you answer my questions honestly? So yes or no. You're going to get probably about a minute or two, and then I'm going to kick you. What are you saying? You can't speak? Yeah, but you can fucking type. It's a simple yes-no question. No, I'm not going to unmute you until, right, I get my answer. So the question is simply, are you going to answer the questions honestly? No, that's a yes-no response you need to give. Yes, so I'm going to take you on your word. No, that's being cunning, you arsehole. What I want is, will you answer the questions honestly?
Yeah, Paul.
Yes, I'll. Okay, so no, you cunning little devil. I'm going to take it. No. You said okay, so okay means you're going to be an honest human being. So let's mute you.
Just unmute him and let him talk. See what he has to say.
Well, you have to be quick. Where are we at? I can't. Where is it?
Let be quick. Just let them be on their own time, and they'll talk to you. But if you go in here, you got to tell me the answer now. I'm going to unblock you to tell me, and then I'm going to reblock you. They're not going to tell you.
But I didn't say that, mate.
No, but that's what it sounds like, though.
No, well, that's your head. It's not me at all. What I said.
Colin, fucking head.
What I said was pretty specific. I just said, yes or no. You're going to answer the questions on me. Now he didn't muck around. He didn't give us a really 100% direct answer. I'm trying to. I can't unmute him.
Why not?
I don't know. It's greyed out. Hang on. I know. I did something. Show in broadcast. So let's try that. No, fucking won't come up. Damn it. Oh, here we go. Is that better? I can't unmute him. Damn. Well, anyway, you can use the chat.
He would have told you if you let him speak. I'm pretty sure, but you got to let him speak.
Type, mate. It's not that difficult. No big deal. Now, here's the question, Gahan. and unfortunately, because he's not, we don't have his voice, we can't really
That's
have
right.
clear knowledge that he's actually being truthful. But anyway, Gohan. So this is a tester, this one. We'll see how good you are. When Vladimir was driving past my house, and I when he was driving past my house, you made a point of getting me to look at his logo or his icon, correct? True, thank you. Aha, an honest man. Well, so far. He said true in the chat window. Why did you, now, another honest answer, this one might take a bit more, but why did you ask him, why did you ask me to look at his icon at that particular point in time? Oh, gee, I wish I could get the mic back, buddy.
You should let him speak.
I'm trying, I can't. The muted icon is greyed out. Why would it?
No, you've got to rebroadcast him.
What's that mean? Kick him out?
You unbroadcast him, yeah?
Yeah.
You've got to click on him and choose to rebroadcast him.
Well, it says hide from broadcast.
So he's not unbroadcasted then. If he's not unbroadcasted, then all he has to do is unmute himself.
Unmute yourself, dude. Yeah.
I told you why, because he told me to.
Who told you to?
Vlad.
Oh, very good, very good. I accept that. So there you go, guys. See, Vladimir was so my apologies for thinking the worst of you. Oh, I tell you what. Who was it? I can't think now. Down corner had said, Gohan, of you, right, that you had access to people's addresses and you'd shown off about it. Is that true or not?
What do you say? I can't see the side sheet.
He said true. Oh, well, hang on, that might not be his answer. But not in Australia. Okay. Where are you from?
What state are you in?
Israel. Israel.
Why don't you come on up to fucking New York State?
Who?
I think he's talking to you.
Anyway, I want to say to Gohan, thanks very much for being honest. Appreciate it. Guys, now I've got to go. I've got other things to do.
What are you going to do?
I've got to. What have I got to do? I got to have some tests done.
Call everybody you want.
Hey.
What kind of tests?
I don't know. No, it's actually not tests. It's prostate. So mine's swollen or enlarged. So I've got to go and get some medication to try and reduce it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. There you go. All right, guys. Well, sorry.
Does it give you like erectile dysfunction and things like that?
Hey, I I don't give a shit about your sex life. So it leaves me wondering why you give a hoot about mine.
No, I'm just wondering because it's a prostate.
That's a yes then. That answer was somewhat defensive. And now he's laughing. Yep, that's a big yes.
It is true. Laughter has got a bit to do with it, with the whole thing. It's supposed to.
Yourself getting pent up and I'm angry because of it.
Because of the enlarged prostate.
Yeah, does it like affect you? And does it make you angry and that sort of thing, or?
Not really. I don't think. I'm largely angry. I get angry.
Frustrated?
Hey?
Does it feel frustrating?
Let me think about that. Frustrating. Yeah, I mean, I'd probably prefer a much more normal flow, if you like.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. You never know, it might come your way, you'll be able to have the experience yourself one day.
Maybe.
Maybe, yeah. Yeah, you're probably one of those blokes that doesn't believe you're going to get old, right?
I don't know what old is.
That's right. You don't at the moment, but believe me, it'll get you in the end. Anyway, guys, gotta go. Hooroo. So, hope it didn't get kicked out or whatever. Good luck.
All right.